New country, new studio, you know the drill. I've got a lot of new things going on in my life, and one of those is designing my brand new studio. This is the most fun part of this move, so I thought that we could do it together. And I thought if you're planning a room that this might be a great tutorial. This is the method that I've used for every place that I've moved into, and it's been foolproof. So let's jump into it. Firstly, let's take a quick tour of the space right now. There is stuff everywhere. This I put over that just so it's a little less echoey, and it does actually help. And I think this desk is a great point of reference. My last studio was literally only as big as this desk. This was the maximum size desk I could get. It's a huge space. I know it's hard to capture, and the ceilings are 11 feet high, which is just massive. And there's this like nice little spot. There's 2 doors here, so we have to work around that. So now that we see the space, we're gonna have to talk about all the needs that this space needs to fill. The first one, and obvious one, is storing art materials and business materials. Like all artists, we got a lot of stuff. I realized when moving that almost like 80% of the things I own is my art supplies and art related things. My magazines before were in boxes and storage, and I want to be able to display all of them on the shelves. I also have my art print inventory, my originals that are framed, extra frames, paper, adhesives, and then I have my business materials, which really includes shipping materials. And to be the best artist I possibly can be, I'm gonna need more counter space. Yes. 100 inches of counter space apparently is not enough. The limit does not exist for how much counter space is needed for collage, is how I feel. So as you would have seen, my computer right now is on that desk, and so it's been very hard to create, and I definitely need a separate desk for my computer. As you might notice, this video is a little bit echoey. I've done my best to put like blankets down. I need to find solutions for making the audio better. And lastly, an unexpected one is this room is actually gonna double as a guest bedroom, so we're going to need to put a bed in here somehow. And then I have a list of nice to haves. This list is things that you can take out if necessary, but things that you would really want to have in the space. Mine I've wanted forever is a comfy chair. It's also a space for fostering creativity, and a lot of that time that does not look like sitting in a proper 9-to-5 desk. I'd love to be able to grab a book off the shelf, lounge on this chair, write in my diary, draw in my iPad, those types of things that are just like easy to do in a safer space. I would love to be able to find a nice vintage chair for that. Next one is an artwork photography spot. Again, I could put this in somewhere else in the house, but as an artist, it is something that we do a lot. We finish a piece, we frame it, it needs to go online, or a new art print drop, for example, and I would love to have like a spot that's like the designated branded look. I'm also gonna need to have a space for putting my other hobbies like sewing and painting. I also have a lot of colored pencils, etc., like all these different art materials that I use on the side, and those are gonna need to find a home. So now that we have our wish list, let's brainstorm some solutions of how these are gonna work. As you can see, this space is gonna be multifunctional. It's gonna have a lot of different uses on a daily basis, not even weekly, but daily. So let's find a solution to all the functions that it needs to have. Starting back up at the top of our list, storage. In my last studio, I had one singular Billy bookcase. That's it. A lot of my books had to be in storage because of this. I would love to bring in like 2 or 3 of them, if even possible, for this space. I want to be able to store all my magazines in here and have them on the shelf so that I can actually see them. I don't even know if I know how many magazines I have, if I'm being honest, but maybe we can count them when we go through them and put them in the bookcases. As I said, we have 11-foot ceilings, which is crazy tall. And I don't think I want bookshelves that literally go to the ceiling, but pretty close to it. I'd love to do built-ins, but this is a rental space, so I'm thinking of ways of how they can look a little bit nicer than just the basic IKEA bookcases. I'm definitely going to be looking on Facebook Marketplace as well to see if I can find any vintage ones, but I think for the size of the space, we're going to need smaller ones, so we'll see what we can do. Since my desk has an oak veneer, I'm thinking we can get the matching oak veneer for the bookcases. As I said, I'm keeping my desk and the kitchen cabinets that are under it. This was a great solution that I still love to this day. It's given me so much storage space that people can't see, which is great. It's very discreet. They did get a little banged up during the move. These things are not meant to move. I'm all about reusing, so I'm definitely wanting to keep them. But this space is definitely looking dull with them matching the light floors and all that. So I'm wondering if maybe we need to paint them. That's definitely something we could look into. Obviously, we also have to talk about counter space. In this room, there has to be multifunctionals, as I said. So I think that this needs to be something that doesn't just roll, but fully tucks away. I was looking around and there's definitely a lot of folding tables. but I wanted something that would look like nice as well. So I think we should find the biggest flat folding table that's also light. Another counter space / function area that we're gonna need is a desk for my computer. Right now it's obviously right in the middle of my collaging desk. It's been very difficult. I can't really collage around it, and Fang also likes to sit on it, so I think that we need to be able to get that off and into its own space as soon as possible. For the desk, I'm thinking this could have some extra storage as well, maybe the legs or bookshelves. Now we gotta think of the shipping station. I obviously have my Alex dresser still. This is where I store all of my art prints, all of my shipping materials. So it would kind of make sense for this to end up being the shipping station, but then we'd also need a space for like actually packaging them. This is gonna be life-changing for me. I got hundreds of orders last year and I was pulling everything out for almost every single one. It was very time consuming, but now that we have the space, I think that it would be a lot more efficient. Let's also talk about brainstorming for audio. The first thing I wanna do is order a carpet. This place doesn't feel cozy without one. The echoey noise is just not going to go away. So I'd actually like to start with that. So I love Moroccan rugs, and I came across this one called Mama Rugs on Etsy. I'm in love with all of their styles, honestly. I really wanted to buy their rugs for the bedroom and the living room, but my husband, he doesn't have the taste for them. So that's why I have my own room. This is basically my man cave. So I think that I'm gonna buy one for here. I looked at the different patterns. I was looking at super bright ones. I was looking at more muted ones, and it came down to a couple. And so I tried them out in the room that I took a photo of and mocked them up. I'm so nerdy, I know. Being type A sometimes pays off. But I really liked this one. I thought it provided us with a great slate. Like, all the details in this place are black, and I don't really like black to work with, but there's little bits of it. There's pinks, there's reds, and there's greens, and I think that that is a great palette. I've always loved green and red together, not the Christmassy one, but trying to make it into its own thing, and I think we can do that in here. I record my voiceovers on my computer, so I'm thinking of getting some foam for behind them. I think would really help as well as this chair idea. I think would absorb a lot of the echo-ness. Echo-ness? Is that a word? Echoes? Absorbing the echoes? I don't know. The next one is video. So I record all my videos in here. I want this to be the safe space that you guys like, you know? So it's gotta be cozy. That means that I'm gonna have to be able to have a tripod on all spaces, which means usually keeping all the furniture to the edges so that I can move it around the room easy. I also do a lot of overhead shots, as you guys might have noticed, like the bird's eye view down. An issue I had in my last studio was that when I bumped the table, sometimes it would rock and you would see the entire thing shaking, like the camera and everything. So I think that it would actually be better to have something that's like mounted on the wall and not on the desk. I also want to start filming with my camera versus my phone. And then also I feel like lighting for a space like that is very difficult. It's almost like you need to project light onto the wall to beam it around you and have like a glowy feel versus having any direct light, which is what I had last time. It was all I could really do is have like 2 lamps. Wasn't great. The last thing we need to think about is hosting. I went to my friend's for a sleepover last year and he had like a chest that was a Murphy bed, and I fell in love with that idea. Then it doesn't have to be like a full mattress. It doesn't have to take up like half the room. And you could even put like bookshelves or storage above it. So I think that this could be a great solution. And it's actually the first thing I ordered because I was assuming that our furniture wasn't gonna come and we were gonna sleep on it for the first couple weeks. Okay, so I'm loving the color on this new dresser, and it's gonna bring in these warm tones that we were looking for. This is definitely a hefty list, but I think we can do it. The main struggles we can see is storage and counter space. Everything else, I think we can figure out. Now that we have that, it's time for the fun part, the designing. So I always start with a lo-fi bird's eye view. For this, we're gonna be using Photoshop. You could probably even do like cardboard cutouts, which I've done in the past if you're not as like digitally attuned. The first thing I'm gonna do is measure the entire space and the windows and the doors. Then I'm gonna make the first box, which is the floor plan, and I'm gonna make it 1 inch for every foot. We're then gonna put in the windows, the doors, since these are things that can't move. And that way I can make everything to scale. For example, here's my table, it's 100 inches. So here you can see it's 8.4 inches, which is 8.4 feet. And then we have to put the Murphy bed. The dimensions online are wrong and I haven't built it, so I'm guessing it's somewhere around this, but I have the right dimensions this way because it's a queen size bed. We could definitely have this be the entire desk. There's also a possibility that this could be here instead. And then that would leave a lot more space Could have this. This is a bit of a chokehold here though, right? So we'd have to find a way to have something there that doesn't really need to be accessed. A lot of possibilities of what we can do here. I think I have to think about this a little bit more. Before moving in, I wanted to do bookshelves all across the back wall, putting my desk in front of it, and then having that as my backdrop. Now that my cabinets are a little bit more wobbly though, I'm really scared to put bookshelves on top of them. And if they're behind, you're not gonna get access to half of them. Not to mention, magazines are not supposed to be in the sun all day, and I was worried if they were getting full sun that they would get sun drenched. So I think because of this, we're gonna wanna tuck them as far into the corner near the window as possible so that they're shaded. This would also be good for my computer so I don't have glare on it and I can't see during the day. So let's put the bookcases and the desk in those corners. Now I'm just gonna play around with it and see if anything else works. Okay, now for what I ordered. So I did get the rug. I'm very excited. It should be coming in soon-ish. Originally, I was gonna get a 10 by 10 rug. This would cover the whole ground basically. But instead, because you can get custom sizes, I decided to do a 6.5 by 8. This means my computer chair can move freely. I'm really excited to see how this warms up the space. So now I'm trying to think of what type of desk I should get, because I could get a cherry wood desk, or I could get a white desk. I found this one on Amazon that's a corner desk. It fits perfectly and I'm debating getting it. I love that it has a little drawer. I can put my laptop in there and some extra things. That way they're out of the way. But then today I was looking and I saw this one on Facebook Marketplace. It does have a little bit of a red tone to it, so I think it could work. And it's definitely way more high quality, but basically the same price. I think that this one is worth a gamble. So why don't we go get that? Okay, we got the desk. It looks so good. I cannot wait to get home and show you. Okay, I think this is the best we're gonna get for today. I know it looks like a junk pile back here. I also am debating if I want it a little bit higher. I am someone who likes a taller desk so I can stand at it as well. So I'm gonna look into extensions on the legs. And obviously there still is the option to stain it. Let me know what you think. And speaking of color, white walls are pretty boring, but I don't really want to paint the entire room. I was looking up why artists always have white studios, and it said it's because it bounces the light better and gets you a more even tone. So I don't really want to screw with that, but I do feel like I want one accent wall of some sort. And that's when I started looking into wallpapers. Honestly, I spent days looking. I shouldn't have, but there's so many to look at. But people were not kidding when they said wallpaper is extremely expensive. I want the wallpaper to match the rug. I want it to feel a little bit retro-y. So I found this one and eventually decided that the red was gonna be my player here. I love red. Red is my favorite color. And I think it's kind of rare to see like red in an art studio. So I think that's a fun way to bring color into the space. That said, I only got a couple. I'm worried that my math is wrong on how much I needed, but we're gonna try it out and see what happens. This also allows me for accents of greens and yellows, and I'm really excited for those tones to come into here as well, because you guys might have seen these. They're my girls. And they are yellow and green, and I love them. In terms of bookcases, I find a lot of the ones in the corner not very practical. They have like these edges where they kind of want you to decorate them versus actually store them. But the IKEA does have a good one. You basically buy 3 pieces and 2 prongs and you put them inside, but on the front it looks like 1 piece. Originally I was planning on the back wall being another bookcase that was full sized, but now I'm wondering if we could do a shorter one. That way we could use the top of it as a place to take photography. We could use the nice wallpaper background, and we could dress it up different every single time, and it has great lighting there. So we're gonna have to think on if we need a larger bookcase there or if we can get away with a smaller one. I also feel very committed to the IKEA bookshelves. I know that they're nothing fancy, but I think that they're gonna work the best in this space, and honestly, the small sizes work great. Also, I cannot live in a space without a gallery wall. I feel like I've not been sleeping well here, and a big part of it is that I don't have my art on the walls. I'm thinking above the desk could be a really nice gallery wall, and this way I would be able to put the shelf in there without it looking like weird. I also have these curtains from my last living room. I'd love to reuse them. They're the only ones that we have that are extremely tall and long enough for this space. I think they bring in these reds and oranges, again, with the color scheme. I think it's gonna work okay. The hard part is that there's already curtains technically here. I just hate them, and it has a Roman box around it. So we're gonna have to find a curtain rod that can go out and over it to hide it as well so that they can slide across it and not get in the way. So I'm gonna be looking on Facebook Marketplace and a couple other places to look for a nice comfy chair. I like the idea of it being pink, like this one I think would look so cute. So that's my take on how to design your dream studio. It starts with making a list of your needs and wants, figuring out what those things could be that fill the needs, making a lo-fi version of your space that you can figure out what's going to fit and what's not, making a high fidelity mock-up with these solutions, ordering the pieces that you absolutely love, and then putting it all together to make your dream studio. I want this space to be so inspiring for me. I want it to be somewhere where you guys want to spend time with me. So if you have any preferences, ideas, etc., let me know what you think in the comments. So now that we've bought everything, we're gonna just have to wait for it all to come in, and the next part will be us assembling it, which is really exciting. Subscribe if you're not so you can see the final reveal, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.